In this video, we'll understand the results of your Excel regression analysis, explaining what each value means and how to interpret them together. Let's consider the following case study, where we want to explore the relationship between sleep hours and test scores. The following dataset contains information on the amount of sleep that students get and their academic performance. Since this video focuses on interpreting and explaining the Excel regression output summaries, we'll quickly perform the regression analysis in Excel using the Data Analysis Toolpack. To do that, first, open an Excel spreadsheet and create two separate data columns for sleep hour and test scores. Now go to the menu bar and select the Data tab. In the Analysis section, select the Data Analysis Toolpack, then click on Regression. Now in the pop-up window, go to the Input section and select the variable Y range, that is the test scores, and the variable X range. Check the box for labels. The default confidence level is 95%. Select a cell for the output range. Check the box for residual plots, the line fit plots, and the normal probability plots, which will be used to validate the regression model assumptions. The output summary of the regression analysis is obtained. Next, we will use the regression output summary to explain each value and diagnose potential issues to ensure the model's validity. The Excel regression output summary can be divided into 4 sections. The regression statistics table. This table provides the overall model fit metrics like R-squared and adjusted R-squared, which tells how well the regression model fits the data values. The Anova table. This table breaks down the total variance in the data into explained variance and unexplained variance. The coefficients table. This table provides the estimates of the regression parameters and the standard error associated with it, which helps to test the association with the independent and dependent variables. And the regression assumption plots, which help to validate the key regression model assumptions. Let's start with the regression statistics table. The first value in the table is multiple R, which reflects the strength of the relationship between all the independent variables and the dependent variable in a multiple linear regression model. It can be used to compare the models with a different number of independent variables. A higher multiple R generally suggests a stronger overall association, but it doesn't necessarily imply a better model fit compared to adjusted R-squared. In this case, the multiple R value is 0.8328, which suggests a strong association between sleep hours and test scores. The R-square value indicates the proportion of variance in the dependent variable, that is, explained by the regression model through a linear relationship with the independent variable. It ranges from 0 to 1, with higher values signifying a better fit. In this case, the R-square value is 0.6936, which means approximately 69.36% of the variance in test scores is explained by the regression model through a linear relationship with sleep hours. The adjusted R-square value adjusts the R-square value with respect to the number of terms included in the regression model, such that its value increases only if the added variable is statistically significant in the model. The adjusted R-square value can be used to tell how well your model predicts the outcome. This means the larger the adjusted R-square, the better the predictability of the model. Adjusted R-squared is particularly useful for interpreting the fit of models with multiple independent variables. In the context of our case study, which considers only one independent variable, it is not of much use. The standard error of the estimate represents the standard deviation of the residual values, which is the average distance of a typical data point from the estimated regression line. A lower standard error means the predicted values are close to the actual values of the dependent variable, which indicates a more precise model. It is useful in evaluating model precision, comparing multiple regression models for the same data, and constructing the confidence and prediction intervals around the predicted values. Here the standard error of 7.7995 indicates that for typical sleep hours, the predicted test score of a student lies at a distance of 7.7995 from its actual value. The observations, which is the number of data points in each data column, are crucial in calculating the degrees of freedom in the Anova table and to determine the significance of the model's findings. The Anova table is included in the regression output summary for various reasons. It partitions the total variance in the data into explained and unexplained variances. These variances are then compared to assess the model where a large value of explained variance is desirable for a better model fit. It helps to test the overall significance of the regression model using the F statistic. The regression row in the Anova table summarizes the explained variance in the data attributable to the estimated regression model. The degrees of freedom is the number of coefficients estimated in the regression model minus 1, if including the intercept. The sum of squares is the total squared deviation of the predicted values from the mean of the dependent variable. It is the variability in the data that the regression model accounts for. The mean squares is the ratio of the sum of squares and the degrees of freedom. It represents the average amount of variance explained by the regression model. The residual row in the Anova table summarizes the unexplained variance. The degrees of freedom is the total number of observations minus the number of coefficient in the estimated regression model. The sum of squares is the total squared deviation of the actual values from the predicted values of the dependent variable. It is the variability in the data that the regression model could not explain. This could be due to random error, omitted variables, or limitations of the linear relationship. The mean squares is the ratio of the sum of squares and the degrees of freedom. It represents the average amount of variance that remains unexplained by the model. The total row in the Anova table summarizes the overall variance in the data. The degrees of freedom is the total number of observations minus 1. The sum of squares is the total squared deviation of the actual values from the mean of the dependent variable. Here the mean squares doesn't provide any additional useful information beyond the total sum of squares. This is why it is not included in the table. The F statistic in the Anova table is obtained by dividing the mean squares of regression by the mean squares of residual. A higher F statistic generally indicates a stronger relationship between the independent and dependent variables. The significance F value, which is the p-value, helps to make a decision regarding the null hypothesis, that is, a smaller p-value, usually less than 0.05, suggests a significant linear relationship between the dependent and the independent variables. It can be interpreted as the likelihood of getting the test statistic at least as extreme as the obtained value, assuming the null hypothesis is true. In this case, the p-value is 0.0028, which is sufficiently small and suggests strong evidence against the null hypothesis. This means there is sufficient evidence to conclude that sleep hours and test scores are linearly correlated. The coefficient table in the Excel regression output summary provides information about the coefficients associated with each independent variable in the model. In the coefficients column, the intercept represents the predicted value of the dependent variable when all the independent variables in the model are equal to 0. In this case, the intercept of 21.85 suggests that students get an expected test score of 21.85 with 0 sleep, which is not reasonable. This means the interpretation of the y-intercept may or may not be reasonable. In a multiple linear regression model, the coefficient associated with each independent variable represents the estimated change in the dependent variable for a 1-unit increase in the corresponding independent variable, while holding all other independent variables in the model constant. In this case, the coefficient associated with sleep hours is 7.31. This means an additional hour of sleep increases the test scores by 7.31. A standard error represents the variability in the estimate of the coefficient. It is the standard deviation of the sampling distribution of the coefficient. As always, a smaller standard error is expected for a more precise estimate of the coefficient. A t-statistic is the ratio of the estimate of the coefficient and the corresponding standard error. It gives the standardized distance of the coefficient from zero. It is used to test the null hypothesis that no relationship exists between the independent and dependent variable. A p-value helps to make a decision about the null hypothesis. A smaller p-value, usually below 0.05, suggests strong evidence against the null hypothesis. In this case, the p-value for the coefficient associated with sleep hours is 0.0028, which suggests strong evidence against the null hypothesis. This means there is sufficient evidence to conclude that sleep hours and test scores are linearly correlated. The confidence interval, which is 95% in this case, gives the range of the coefficient values within which we can be 95% confident that the true population coefficient will lie in this range. A residual plot helps to validate the key regression model assumptions. The residual plot in the Excel regression output summary shows the residuals on the y-axis and the independent variable on the x-axis. Ideally, the residuals should be scattered randomly along the zero residual line and there should not be any clear pattern. This suggests the linearity between the two variables. The variance of the residuals should be constant throughout the x-axis. This indicates the constant variance of the error terms. In this case, the residuals show a curved pattern instead of a random scatter. This suggests a nonlinear relationship between the independent and dependent variables. The linear regression model might not be suitable in this case. A normal probability plot is used to assess how well your data follows a normal distribution. Ideally, the data values should fall roughly along a straight diagonal line. Any deviations from the straight line suggest departures from normality. In this case, the data values seem to be distributed along a straight diagonal line. This validates the normality assumption of the model.